Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. GUYEXPO 2025 launched with pomp and ceremony. President hits back at alleged detractors. Says government will deliver on all commitments made. Smart cameras and increased patrols to support Christmas policing plan. GCCI president challenges MSMEs to change attitude towards investment. And in sport, GBF's Vice President RAWLE to serve on the Caribbean Basketball Confederation's 3x3 working group. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Friday 14th November 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you should know this evening. GUYEXPO 2025 theme, the transformation through entrepreneurship and innovation, kicked off Thursday as thousands turned up at the National Exhibition Center in Sophia to witness the business and cultural extravaganza. Marvin Cato was there and filed this report.
In 1991, the total manufacturing output was $13.1 million US. But guess what? That $13.1 million US in 1991 came down from $71.7 million a decade prior.
That was President Irfan Ali delivering the keynote address at GUYEXPO 2025. He focused his presentation specifically on the manufacturing sector while highlighted its performance.
And I am blessed to have a remarkable team in the cabinet supporting the development of our country. And I'm so proud to see the growth and development of members of this team and members of the government.
In an innovative feature, former ministers of tourism in a video presentation spoke to the fact that GUYEXPO is celebrating 30 years since its inception and encouraged the new minister to build on the rich legacy left by her predecessors as businesses continue to grow and the tourism sector continues to expand.
I have embraced this responsibility to ensure that GUYEXPO continues to evolve and expand. I also wish to pay tribute to all my predecessor ministers of tourism, industry, and commerce.
Minister of Tourism, Industry, and Commerce, Susan Rodriguez, reminded that there are 297 exhibitors occupying 305 booths this year, the most ever. She also pointed out that there is a reimagined layout of the Expo to create a richer, more immersive experience, with 2 auditoriums, expanded recreational spaces, and an enlarged tourism village and improved booth sequencing.
This year's exposition mirrors the dynamic development trajectory that Guyana has experienced since 2020, driven by innovation, investment, and resilience.
She highlighted that 13 long-standing exhibitors who have participated from the inception are expected to be honored this year as part of the 30th anniversary celebration of GUYEXPO. Guyana Marketing and Services Association head Rafiq Khan was in high praise of the subject minister, whom he thanked for pushing the boundaries in such a short time.
As a partner for GUYEXPO, being the Guyana Manufacturing Services Association, we undertook this opportunity here given to us by the Honorable Susan Rodriguez 6 weeks ago. And what we would have achieved in 6 weeks was remarkable.
Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
President Irfan Ali used the launch of GUYEXPO 2025 to strongly reaffirm his government's promise to deliver cash grants and other support measures, pushing back against recent criticism. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
President Irfan Ali on Thursday during his address at the launch of GUYEXPO 2025 reassured Guyanese that his government will fulfill all cash grant promises and other commitments, despite recent criticism directed at its administration.
And let me say this to our detractors. You don't need to remind us about our commitment, whether it's cash grant, incentives, subsidies. You don't need to remind us. We know what our commitments are, and we are going to deliver on every one of them faster, better, greater.
The head of state appeared to take a subtle jab at leader of the We Invest the Nationhood Party, Asadeen Mohammed, who on T. Mohammed's social media platform began the countdown to the delivery of the promised cash grant. While the president did not mention his name, Mohammed has been vocal in his criticism of the government, particularly with keeping its campaign promise.
Find your place, stay in your lane. Don't get beside yourself. Understand what level you're boxing at. Build your reputation before you come to the heavyweight.
President Ali noted that Guyana's economy continues to thrive, driven by unprecedented growth, rising private sector confidence, and a surge of new investments across multiple industries. He cautioned, however, that such progress requires more than slogans and simplistic claims.
This is not the simplistic architect of beating a system. This is not the simplistic journey of stealing from the system. This is the hard work of growing wealth, building prosperity, and enhancing livelihood.
Drawing a clear line between leadership and political commentary, the president urged that critics should not underestimate the complexity of managing a rapidly transforming economy.
This is serious business. This is not social media game. This is not a comedy show. This is hard work.
He further warned that if Guyanese allow simplistic and misleading messages to infiltrate their thinking, it could undermine the progress the government is working to achieve. Last week, President Ali announced that his government will unveil a comprehensive package of measures before the end of the year, aimed at empowering all categories of Guyanese, including persons living with disabilities, the elderly, women, children, farmers, and small business owners. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Guyana Police Force has rolled out its 2025 Christmas policing plan, outlining enhanced security measures aimed at keeping citizens and businesses safe throughout the festive season. Tiana Cole again reports.
The Guyana Police Force GPF on Friday launched its Christmas Policing 2025 initiative as the holiday season approaches, with a focus on safeguarding shoppers, visitors, and businesses across Region 4A, Georgetown. This division, which stretches from Commons Lodge to Agricola, accounts for a substantial portion of the city's crime and traffic incidents. As a result, the Guyana Police Force has outlined robust and innovative strategies for the period November 15, 2025 to January 15, 2026. Commander Simon McBean announced that 507 officers will be deployed daily, supported by 207 patrols. These would include 249 traffic patrols and 258 anti-crime patrols to enhance visibility and rapid response.
We also will be working in close collaboration with the City Constabulary, security agencies, our business community, and other stakeholders to ensure that we have a safer Georgetown for this season.
He noted that increased commercial activity during the festive period often leads to a rise in crime, traffic accidents, and congestion, hence the need for enhanced security measures.
Our drone patrols will be done daily based on our needs. Foot, bicycle, canine, mountain patrols will be done from 8 to at close of shopping. Our motorcycle patrols will be done until midnight.
McBean added that there will be a heightened police presence at markets, shopping malls, rob on Regent Street, banks, and other commercial areas. Police officers and private security personnel will be on the ground conducting foot and mobile patrols. He emphasized that the force will rely heavily on technology to ensure a successful policing season.
We will be using our smart cameras, facial and license plate recognition cameras for identifying suspects, motor vehicles, and monitoring suspicious activities.
Tianaco reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The government's continuous attempts to erode safeguards for the National Resources Fund, NRF, presents avenues for mismanagement and corruption which must be condemned. These were the firm comments from Dr. Terence Campbell, a Partnership for National Unity's parliamentary lead, after his motion to amend the fund was outrightly rejected by the Attorney General. Antonio Day is on that story.
The Partnership for National Unity expresses deep concern over the progressive weakening of the controls, transparency, and accountability mechanisms that were in the Natural Resource Fund framework.
Dr. Terence Campbell, parliamentary lead for the Partnership for National Unity, during a press conference on Friday at Congress Place of Fire. Campbell, who is APNU's Shadow Minister of Finance and Health, noted the importance of prudent, transparent, and sustainable management of Ghana's petroleum wealth. He, however, accused the government of continuously attempting to remove the guardrails from the amended Natural Resources Fund Act of 2021.
There is the removal of these guardrails of democracy and prudent management that were in place to prevent abuse and corruption. The government amendments facilitate corruption, abuse, misuse, and mismanagement of the people's wealth through political control and domination by the PPP government.
Dr. Campbell, while reminding that the previous Natural Resources Fund Act of 2019 was a milestone law enacted on the APNU AFC government, recall that the legislation safeguarded the oil revenues for both present and future generations, while insulating the fund from political interference. He added that the act created robust checks and balances through a Public Accountability and Oversight Committee, a multi-level management structure requiring independent committees to ensure sustainable withdrawal limits. Dr. Campbell further told reporters that the situation further deteriorated with the Fiscal Enactments Amendment Act of 2024, which further loosened the safeguards and increased the withdrawal limits.
The Natural Resource Fund is no longer a mechanism to secure intergenerational equity or economic stability. It is now a politically controlled pool of revenue that can be withdrawn at the whims and fancies of the government. This dismantling of the institutional safeguards threatens the very economic future of the nation.
He called for the restoration of adequate oversight and the revision of withdrawal rules, noting that Ghana's oil wealth belongs to all its citizens and not a government. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned, we have more news for you.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back. With the HGP Nightly News, Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal is of the view that the findings of the Auditor General's report for the fiscal year 2024 paints a troubling picture of financial recklessness, weak oversight, and persistent breaches of accountability laws within several ministries, departments, and regional administrations. Antonio Day has that story.
Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal, in examination of the 2024 Auditor General's report, said he believes the document reveals glaring mismanagement and wastage of billions of taxpayers' dollars. The Shadow Minister of Local Government and Regional Development for the Partnership for National Unity said that the report also highlights glaring deficiencies in contract administration, accounting practices, and internal controls. At his party's press conference on Friday at Congress Place, Mahipal outlined some examples.
The Auditor General examined 829 contracts valued at $48.19 billion. He found that $1.011 billion was overpaid to contractors on the 86 contracts administered by various ministries and regions.
Mahipal added that out of $1.001 billion, $902 million was overpaid under 37 contracts from key government agencies, among them the Office of the President, the Office of the Prime Minister, Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Local Government, Marine Affairs, Agriculture, and Public Works. The Member of Parliament also informed the press about other anomalies coming out from the Auditor General's report of 2024.
And added $109.99 million in overpayments occurred across 9 regional democratic councils. Since these overpayments were from sample audits, it raises a serious concerns that the true extent of financial irregularities could be far greater.
The APNU Member of Parliament said out of 179 recommendations made in the Auditor General's report for 2023, only 48, reflecting 27%, were fully implemented. He added that 96, reflecting 54%, was partially implemented, and 35, representing 90%, completely ignored.
This recurring failure to correct past weaknesses shows a disregard for accountability and financial discipline across multiple ministries and regions.
He called for deeper forensic audits in all ministries and regions where overpayments and unaccounted funds were discovered. Mahipal also lobbied for the public disclosure of recovery efforts, including names of engineers who facilitated and contractors who benefited from overpayments. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You will hear from Travis Chase that an inquest has been ordered into a recent killing in Sophia.
An inquest has been ordered into the fatal stabbing of 25-year-old Akeem Evans, which occurred last Wednesday at his parents' home in Sophia. This decision was handed down by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Attorney at law Dexter Todd confirmed to Nightly News on Friday that his client, 23-year-old Janora Heaven Brown, has been formally notified of the DPP's instructions. Nightly News also understands that Brown surrendered to police one day after the fatal incident. An inquest, usually conducted by a court or coroner, seeks to determine the circumstances surrounding a death, particularly when the situation appears suspicious or unexplained. It may also precede a full murder investigation. Reports are that Evans was stabbed to death during a heated argument with Brown. One resident recalled standing outside her home when she saw Evans run out his parents' yard, clutching his chest and bleeding profusely. The injured man reportedly told her that his wife had stabbed him. Moments later, Brown was seen running from the yard in tears, but offered no explanation when questioned. Evans was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. However, Brown is claiming self-defense, alleging that she endured years of abuse at the hands of Evans and that the stabbing occurred during yet another violent confrontation. The inquest is expected to determine the next legal steps. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Inattentiveness may have been the cause for yet another fatal accident in the city. Here again is Travis Chase.
A 69-year-old Prashad Nagar man was killed on Thursday afternoon after he was run over by a motor lorry at the intersection of Lamaha Street and Vlisingen Road, Georgetown. Dead is Lennox George Benjamin, a pedocyclist of Rohital Street, Prashad Nagar. The fatal accident involved motor lorry GAH 5884. According to police investigators, the lorry was stationary on Lamaha Street, facing west. As the traffic light showed red, Benjamin was riding west along the southern side of the roadway beside the stationary truck. As the traffic signal turned green, the driver moved off and continued into the intersection before making a wide turn south onto Vlisingen Road. During that maneuver, the rear left portion of the lorry struck Benjamin's bicycle, causing him to fall. The vehicle's left rear wheel subsequently ran over the elderly man, crushing the upper part of his body. An eyewitness also spoke with reporters.
The truck man then saw him. It's when he like say go, the truck man he don't come across and he turned same time. So he think the road is clear. But not when she had her, he panicked. And there's a come he right and go on in the truck.
A breathalyzer test administered to the lorry driver recorded well below the legal limit. He was served with a notice of intended prosecution and remains in police custody. The vehicle was examined by a licensing and certifying officer and the defect sheet was issued. Police say the investigations are ongoing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Vons Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Vons Waste Management today at 218-1455.
ExxonMobil Guyana is officially moving forward with the Hammerhead project, as confirmed in their final investment decision. This means the company is fully committed to investing in the project. Hammerhead is the company's 7th offshore project, representing an investment of $6.8 billion. This brings ExxonMobil's total investment in Guyana to over $60 billion, with first oil targeted for 2029. The floating, production, storage, and offloading vessel for this project is expected to produce around 150,000 barrels of oil per day. Additionally, the associated gas produced from the Hammerhead project reservoir will be transferred to the highly anticipated gas-to-energy pipeline network, which is expected to reduce electricity costs for all Guyanese by up to 50%. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. The Partnership for National Unity's Shadow Minister of Agriculture believes the president is playing musical chairs around the failing Guyana Sugar Corporation. The Member of Parliament pointed out that the industry is poised to miss yet another target based on the mid-year economic report. Marvin Cato reports.
Sugar is far from where we want it to be. But we are seeing signs of recovery. Not at the pace at which we want that recovery.
That was President Irfan Ali during his feature address Thursday evening while addressing GUYEXPO's performance from the mid-year report.
If the managers in GUYEXPO can't deliver to us next year from the investment we are putting in GUYEXPO, we will have to find a new management system.
In 2024, the president had differing views.
We must get the results we're investing for. We must get the productivity we're investing for.
The president should be held accountable to the nation for saying one thing and doing the other, because he said that once they fail to make the 2025 forest crop target, that heads will roll.
Meanwhile, Shadow Agriculture Minister Vince Roy Jordan, APNU, has differing views. Jordan, using the very figures the president alluded to from the mid-year report, last week in an interview with Nightly News, poured cold water over that thought of an increase in production.
He is using the figures from a failed target, and that they're also using figures from a 60% contracted period.
In Jordan's analysis, he was adamant that the sugar industry will continue to fail if decisive measures are not taken.
In 2024, falling short miserably of your actual target, and then now you're making a comparison and to celebrate over what you would have failed with in the first instance.
Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Given the competitiveness of the business landscape locally, regionally, and internationally, micro and medium-sized enterprises were admonished to change their approach towards investment opportunities, as their attitude determines their aptitude in the business consortium. These were the charges delivered by President of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, Kathy Smith, on Thursday.
Kathy Smith, president of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, has urged micro and medium-sized enterprises to up their game regarding business relations, given the competitiveness of the consortium, locally, regionally, and internationally.
Businesses are complaining that they're not getting finances. But sometimes when I call these people, Martin, first I can't get them on the phone because they will say to me, oh, I don't know the number, so I didn't answer the call.
Speaking at GCCI's Business Development Forum on Thursday, Smith also challenged micro, small, medium-sized enterprises, known as MSMEs, not to disenfranchise themselves from availing opportunities available in multiple sectors. She also stressed that attitude determines aptitude.
Now you're in business trying to convince me to buy your products and your services, and you don't want to take a call that you don't know the number. Maybe somebody refer you. I am also seeing where small businesses are still doing work from their home.
Smith noted that while many small businesses lament access to loans and requisite capital, they must go back to the drawing board to see whether they have met the necessary requirements. She acknowledged that there are times that small enterprises may be applying wrong methods with the expectation of feasible results.
You know why the bank is saying no small business owner? Because they can't trace you. You're not depositing the money in a business account. You have to be traceable. You have to set up business account. You must set up space of operation.
Meanwhile, Kamal Samru, Executive Director of the World Trade Center, guided micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises on the principles of prioritization, which he noted aids in a successful enterprise.
Having done that, the question is how you prioritize. What do you do first? Resources that is required versus the resources available. And that's a whole big discussion about resource mobilization.
Samaru noted that it is an imperative for micro and medium-sized businesses to also adopt a culture of strategic planning and spotlight assessment. He said any owner of a thriving business must be attentive as to what are the demands in the market and how he and she can be an asset to the consortium. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
In our bedroom.
Yeah, blood.
I said like you didn't pass it through today.
Nah, boys, them file here, you tell people stop me and if they come to me, one help.
Oh, but hey, I hide from them people now, boy. You want none of them things. Plus, I skipped them people last year. And did you and I feel good? Make no sense like tech, though. You think this is gonna take us out? Yeah.
No matter what, you could feel good, but the worm still, and you said you could get a big foot and all.
Oh, hey, Bigfoot? Worm? Hey, man, stop playing, you know. Hey, me auntie take them pills and she gets sick. Plus, me auntie, me sister and them did I take it. That them Bigfoot and them things come from crap who blowing on your foot.
Yes.
Or over your body, and not file your body.
Nice, serious body. You see, if you don't take the pill, the worm goes inside you for years. Plus, when the mosquito bite you can pass on a crime, give it to your family or even weak. Besides, plus, your auntie must see you had the thing and all, the pill help shit. Don't believe in them over your stubbornness, dog.
So wait, you telling the rascal get this thing you could give family and don't even know?
Yeah, man. Plus, if you think get bad, your foot and your skin will be big. Even your baskets will be get gory.
Hey, you are none of that. Hey, bye, best you take this pill and done, bye.
Yeah, buddy.
That's why we all got to take the file area pill. Yeah. Protect your family and everybody else.
We are talking about file area gonna get knocked out. TKO.
These nice products, I cook with proper things. Peppies, you get the best and these things. Oh, no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow, you put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
Say hello to your new favorite sip, Fruta Mango Passion. This tropical combo of mango and passion fruit delivers a bold flavor and wholesome goodness. It's fruity, it's vibrant, and it fits right into your day. Grab your Mango Passion can today and live fruitfully. Nice. Fruta.
Good evening and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Here's what you need to know. Begin with news in Jamaica. Jamaican authorities have identified 2 policemen shot and killed on Waltham Park Road in St. Andrew on Thursday evening. The deceased are Charles Stewart of Spanish Town Police and Jamari Gordon of CTOC. It is understood that the cops were off duty at a business establishment on Waltham Road at about 7:30 p.m. when there was a confrontation. Police have launched a high-level probe into the incident. Turning attention to news in Trinidad and Tobago. With an estimated 100,000 people set to lose work related to carnival events, entertainment industry stakeholders are questioning the government's decision to ban the use of UDCOT-operated venues for carnival fetes. They call the move a quote-unquote a death knell to the country's entertainment industry. In a press release entitled Death of the Carnival Entertainment and Tourism, the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association, Robert Thompson, asks, what is the real intent behind this move? The association condemned the ban, describing it as a destructive and short-sighted decision that threatens to cripple the country's tourism and entertainment industries. Finally, with international news. The United States said on Thursday it will remove tariffs on some food and other imports from Argentina, Ecuador, Guatemala, and El Salvador under framework agreements that will give U.S. firms greater access to those markets. The agreements are expected to help lower prices for coffee, bananas, and other foodstuff, a senior Trump administration official told reporters, adding that the administration is expected U.S. retailers to pass on the positive effects to American consumers. That has brought us to the end of Friday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Goodbye and have a great weekend.
Let's now join Dalwin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Dalwin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Friday, November 14, 2025. We begin tonight with basketball. The Guyana Basketball Federation's Vice President RAWLE Tony announced via social media that he has been appointed to serve on the Caribbean Basketball Confederation's 3-on-3 working group. The appointment takes immediate effect and will remain in place until the conclusion of the current CBC executive term in 2027. The CBC 3-on-3 working group is responsible for promoting, developing, and regulating 3-on-3 basketball throughout the Caribbean in alignment with FIBA standards. As the only Guyanese representative on the group, Tony's role will focus on helping to shape the strategic plan, oversee regional 3-on-3 competitions, ensure adherence to competition standards, and advance grassroots and youth development initiatives. More in basketball, action resumed in the 2025 FIBA Women's Caribbean Championship with 2 fixtures at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Georgetown on Thursday. In the first game, the Bahamas secured a commanding 77-45 victory over Suriname as LaShawn Higgs put up a game-high 35 points, including a whopping 7 3-pointers. Higgs also recorded 7 rebounds and 7 assists as Valerie Nesbitt put up a double-double in a winning effort, finishing with 13 points and 11 assists. Suriname's Beyonce Jadini posted 15 points and 11 rebounds in a losing effort. In game number 2, pre-tournament favorites, the USVI dominated against the home side Guyana to secure a massive 78-54 victory. Anisha George put up 23 points, 4 rebounds and 2 blocks as Taylor Jones added 18 points and 5 rebounds in a winning effort. Guyana's Ruth Adams put up a team-high 16 points as Joy Adams fought hard for 13 points and 15 rebounds in the 24-point loss. FIBA Women's Caribbean Championship action continued today with 2 fixtures, Suriname versus USVI from 16 hours 30 and Jamaica versus the Bahamas from 20 hours 30. Moving into football, action resumed in the Ghana Football Federation's Division 1 Women's League 2025 at the National Training Center in Providence on Wednesday. Santos FC delivered a thumping 7-1 victory over Manadalas as Chantel Green, Afina Baptiste, and Tanisha Thorne each netted doubles. Gabrielle Rivera also scored once for Santos as Manadalas' Delicia Fraser scored once in a losing effort. Also in football, action commences in the 2025 MVP Sports Girls Under-11 football tournament with 8 fixtures at the Ministry of Education ground on Saturday. The first match, commencing at 12 hours noon, will feature Pataro Primary versus the All Saints Primary. And finally, action resumed in the 2025 ExxonMobil Guyana Futsal Championship with 5 fixtures at the Retrieve Tarmac in Linden. In the first match, Bombers defeated YMCA B 8-2 as Shamaya Samuel scored a whopping 6 goals and both DeQuain Samuels and Joshua Fleming scored once in a winning effort. In match number 2, Malcolm Miggins produced a dazzling hat-trick and Sean Wilson netted a double as Shaka Hall and Shamar Caesar also scored goals for the Foundation family in their 7-2 victory over the Westside Ballers. In match number 3, YMCA A destroyed Figgy FC 9-3 as Jamal Bentic produced a superb hat-trick and Kishawn Day, Jonah Simon, and Jermaine Padmore each scored doubles. In match number 4, the Hard Knocks defeated Hardball Management 8-1 with 5 goals coming from Kendolph Lewis and 3 goals coming from Kwesi Quintin. The final match was a keenly contested 4-4 draw between Stabrook and the Salah family. Stabrook's Bevney Marks produced a masterful hat-trick as as Darrell George scored once. Salah family's Amaniki Bunton scored a double as both Martin Leacock and Alan Haley scored 1 goal in the high-scoring fixture. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
GUYEXPO 2025 launched with a pomp and ceremony. President hits back at alleged detractors, saying government will deliver on all commitments made. Smart cameras and increased patrols to support Christmas policing plan. GCCI president challenges MSMEs to change attitude towards investment. And in sport, GBF's Vice President RAWLE to serve on the Caribbean Basketball Confederation's 3x3 working group. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.